verifying beforehand.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another Zelda 2 randomizer match here. This one's between EatMySteel and ghostDunk. Got Zeke Highwind here in the booth. Let him take over.
Hello again, chat. And this time it's just me. But we've got EatMySteel, we've got ghostDunk, and we'll be starting shortly. I'll also make a quick shout out to my tracker today, Tomoltech. And we have a 30-second timer, so we will be starting shortly. And we're off. And it looks like both runners have found Saria very early. And yes, our requirements is to beat all 6 palaces and the Grand Palace. And yes, EatMySteel is using a Simon Belmont sprite from Castlevania. And Saria starts him off with the life spell. And yes, the candle start is part of this flag set for the Swiss rounds. And that is correct. Towns cannot switch continents, but palaces can. The fairy drop found on EatMySteel's screen, and 70-point P-bags dropping from the small group. Correct. Palace interior is randomized. Looks like we got a P-bag from one of the grave spots, and a Bagoo. ghostDunk has found a very large swamp, with swamp encounters being graves in this half of the world, and Steel has found Rauru. So another free spell here. And it looks like ghostDunk has found the back half of Jump Cave, and we have Reflect on EatMySteel's screen in Rauru. So unlike the last 2 seeds I've seen, this is not Reflect Go mode. Just west of Rauru is an item cave. Shoutouts to chat if they can call out which cave it is so I can know what to call it in future runs. These P-bags are very helpful, and that item cave held held one of the life containers. There are 4 of them in this flag set. And also, that is a very large swamp on ghostDunk's screen. And ghostDunk has found Death Mountain, so if he decides to go through it, he will be our tour guide. But it looks like he's opting to avoid Death Mountain for now. Ugh. And Steel has found Death Mountain, while ghostDunk has found the fairy drop that Steel found earlier. In Vanilla, I believe this is the cave that you used to get to Palace 3. JJ, that happens more often from what I've seen than anything else, because unless Hammer happens to be there or they have Hammer first, they kind of have to. ghostDunk finds Rauru, and EatMySteel takes an unfortunate death to this amount of MOAs. So, ghostDunk will be picking up his Reflect spell here. And we haven't found any palaces yet. EatMySteel granting out just a little bit of experience to get that attack level. And ghostDunk will be picking up a life container from this cave as well. ghostDunk will be taking a trip through this connector cave. Or not. I thought... checking what's south, and we'll be crossing the bridge? And yes, looks like they'll be crossing the bridge. EatMySteel... Well... Both runners basically covering each other's tracks for a minute. EatMySteel getting attacked by a red Dyra. Nasty enemies. And ghostDunk makes it across the bridge. EatMySteel going to progress through Saria because he visited Bagoo earlier and will be able to cross the bridge to the back half of Saria. Because with the way Saria works is, it's the only town with 2 entrances, because in Vanilla, the back entrance is the way to Death Mountain. So, somewhere on the randomized world map is a second town entrance to Saria. And this one looks like it takes you somewhere new. But ghostDunk finds the raft. As EatMySteel finds a magic container cave with the boots. So, interesting item finds so far. 1 definitely required, 1 possibly required. And the boots definitely make Maze Island easier, usually. EatMySteel finding Mido. And it looks like ghostDunk is doing a little bit of farming of encounters before crossing back over the bridge. I missed what the hint there might have been, but this is in Mido's. But here's Ruto. With this, sometimes you can talk to the magic, the lady in front of the magic house, to find out where the item you need is. For example, we just found out that the trophy is in Palace 2, because that's what Helmet Head Gar's the trophy means. And it looks like the Water of Life is on Maze Island, based on EatMySteel's personal tracker. The advantage of the restream is I can see the personal tracker. Useful for if I miss something. Lots of little caves in there, and there's the other entrance of Death Mountain. And there's Stonehenge, so there's an item to the right. And it's the flute! Once again, we are in a gigantic swamp. This happens a lot with these seeds, is we get gigantic swamps. Possibly Falcon Cam. 3-Eye Rock is a 50-50 chance of appearing in this flag set. Similarly, is randomized on or off New Kazuto. ghostDunk is taking us on a tour of Death Mountain. I don't know any of these caves, so I will just be watching for Hammer Cave while he's exploring. EatMySteel finds one of Palace 3 or 6. You can tell with the design of the pillars which pair of dungeons you've found. We are 15 minutes into the seed, and Chad is already trying to torment the runners. ghostDunk has found Hammer Cave. It is unfortunately guarded by an angry red Dyra. Luckily for him, he now knows how to get there, because that was an unfortunate death to a very angry red Dyra. There's our raft tile. And we found Trophy Cave. We know there's not a trophy here because it's in Palace 2. But it's another magic container. And ghostDunk takes another unfortunate death to an angry red Dyra. ghostDunk did not. He took an unfortunate death. And an unfortunate game over. And EatMySteel finds Palace 4. Palace 4 is the only one with a fiery Moa in the entryway. So that's it. Also has the same pillar type as Palace 1. So if you find a pillar type like that in Palace 1, oh, there's our any key. In one of the caves. I'm not going to pretend to identify which one that is. ghostDunk taking on this red Dyra, blocking his way into Hammer Cave again. The thing with fire in the randomizer is it can be linked to another spell. So like in a seed I ran earlier, I've seen it linked to... Oh, we have Palace 2 on EatMySteel screen, but I've seen fire get linked to Reflect before. But with this being Palace 2, you can tell because of the pillar design, because you can see with those... that pillar top, and then the item drop from the statue tells you that it's Palace 2, because Palace 5 does not have that drop. ghostDunk finds Hammer Caves, the back of Hammer Cave. And it's just a pea bag. So here in Palace 2, EatMySteel knows there's a trophy here. As ghostDunk begins the walk back out of Hammer Cave. Ooh, red iron knuckles are a 200 experience drop, and they're usually pretty common in these dungeons. I also believe that the item has a decent chance of being... Or no, the item doesn't, but there's a good chance of a glove block in Palace 2. Because they put the glove in Palace 2 in vanilla. That looks like a different color of Dark Nut, also dropping 200. And maybe not. Orange Dark Nuts, while easier to kill, only give 20, but red Dark Nuts give 200. I will forever use terms Dark Nut and Iron Knuckle interchangeably. And EatMySteel finds what is a path that could lead to the item. And yes, here's the item. It is our trophy, so we can get another spell out of Ruto. EatMySteel looking for that room with Helmet Head. And ghostDunk looking for where he has to go to get out of here. Because he's only found the one town. Or actually 2 towns. EatMySteel getting a nice attack level off that P-Bag in the block drop room. And finds a dead end, which means that... Oh, he's going back in. Maybe there's another right path that I missed while I was watching somebody, our other runner. I believe ghostDunk has picked up on the fact that he needs to find Bagoo because he's searching every forest tile I see him come to. ghostDunk is going back across the bridge. Two fiery moas. The game is being mean. But here's Helmet Head. So, and it looks like Helmet Head may have rolled high today on his health. But Helmet Head goes down. Unfortunate it didn't give him enough to get a level up and get 2 levels, but EatMySteel has placed this seed's first gem at 24.5 minutes. And that palace, I didn't know at first, I think was boots blocked. ghostDunk looking for where to go next. He's going back into Death Mountain. EatMySteel going to Ruto to turn in that trophy he picked up. Hey, Steel, the lady's the other direction. It's hard to tell at first, because this lady has the same sprite as a health healing lady. And the spell. So, if there's anything in Hidden Kazuto, or New Kazuto, Steel can pick that up. Notably, Steel has not found his raft yet. Freako, there is the slightest chance that you could have to go through Death Mountain as a connector. I've never actually seen it happen, but I imagine it's possible. EatMySteel is exploring Palace 4. Provided there isn't... I can never remember if you can get glove blocked in Palace 4, but provided that's not possible, Steel can pick up the second gem here. In this palace, both the item and the boss are found by exploring to the right. Alright, thank you, Trails. So, this palace is clearable. Unless, I don't remember a fairy block as well, but I'll just pretend that I know when it comes to that. Steel has found one of the dead ends, and ghostDunk has found... I think this was the cave we found the boots in. No? Okay, and both runners do have Reflect because it was given to them in Rauru, so... Another dead end here in Palace 4. Ah, that's Jump Cave. Okay. These enemies are not very pleasant, are they? Oh! An unfortunate game over to that thing. That was doing a lot of damage. all of these rooms with double blue iron knuckles is very difficult, and ghostDunk has found his way to the northern part of the continent. I'm going to call it northern until it's proven otherwise, but I believe I saw a coast on the north. EatMySteel has landed at the bottom of the drop. And it's... it's the item room. And it's our hammer. So EatMySteel has made a lot of good progress here, but not having a raft means he will have to go back to the bottom part of the continent to find it. ghostDunk has picked up his flute. Trails, be a little forgiving on these runners. They're both new to the tournament. You live and you learn. ghostDunk has found Ruto. Oh, tries to get off a life and dies to the blue iron knuckle. Yeah, that's actually what I've found is the lesson of Z2. You die, and you die some more. Yes, and they're not here to get mocked. They're running the race. ghostDunk, I believe, just picked up the hint that the trophy is in 2. EatMySteel is back up here and has 1 life to try and get past this thing again. It looks like he made it, although... It looks like Steel is opting to leave Palace 4 for now. ghostDunk has found Palace. That's Palace 4, because that's when we just saw Steel leave. And EatMySteel has found Hammer Cave already, on Death Mountain. As ghostDunk has found the Any Key. EatMySteel is going to find his pea bag. As ghostDunk is going to take a dive, or... yeah, ghostDunk is going into Palace 4. Was probably trying to fish for a magic drop to get a quick heal off, because he does not want to up A with that close to a level up. As EatMySteel picks up his 300-point P bag. ghostDunk lands the jump off of the collapsing bridge. And hello to our raiders! Welcome to a fantastic race between EatMySteel and ghostDunk here for the Z2R Standard Tournament. My name is Zeke, and joining me for this race is Tonaltech on tracking. Please pull up a seat and enjoy. ghostDunk is going to the right here. Or to the left. What are these blue enemies because they hurt too much? EatMySteel looking for Spectacle Rock because he found that hammer. ghostDunk bailed on Palace 4, has found a magic container at the back of, I believe that was Trophy Cave. As EatMySteel up an A's to return back to North Palace. I like Jumping Jerk. That's a fun name for it. Horsehead has a heart container. So Palace 1's item is a heart container, so if they find it, they could pick it up, but neither runner will likely go searching for it. And ghostDunk finds the back end of Saria. And EatMySteel picks up his raft. As ghostDunk picks up his boots. Is the strat jump, slash, and pray? Trails? I apologize if you guys see any frame drop from EatMySteel's stream. EatMySteel is back up on the north side, has walked away from Palace 2, and will be our first visitor to the eastern side of the Hyrule. Starting off with a cave. Actually, we have a cave, water, and the Valley of Death. I have never seen Valley of Death that close to the raft. Oh boy. These red Lizalfos hurt. As ghostDunk is exploring a little bit of Palace 3 or 6. Trails? Trails. No. EatMySteel has found an item cave, given everything. I think I saw a heart container. Makes it past the Red Lizalfos. And luckily, you don't have to go through Valley of Death or the cave. You can just walk up here to find more stuff. That is a fantastic connection right there. And we have a palace here to the north of the raft spot. It's GP. So GP is in the east, but not within Valley of Death today. As EatMySteel finds the water tile. With our glove, EatMySteel has found so many of the good items here. As ghostDunk will be taking his own trip into this cave. Bridge tiles, what are you doing? Go home, you're drunk. And we have a river devil that could be blocking something. Not that it bothers EatMySteel, he has a flute. More bothersome is the giant swamp between him and this cave. And if I remember my Z2R, that is another item cave. As ghostDunk finds Grand Palace, Great Palace, GP. And we have another magic container, which is a nice convenient refill. And also puts us at 6 magic containers, which gives us a better chance of getting the item out of New Kazuto. Ooh, ghostDunk does take a death to that Lizalfos. Lizalfos have this nasty habit of being very painful. Ooh. Come on, ghostDunk, you can do it! That was something like 18 hits, and EatMySteel has taken out the River Devil to check out what's over here. And Maze Island is in the southeastern corner of the map. With a required encounter just to even get to the river. Good jumping to get past that. It looked like a lizard. And EatMySteel has found one of the 2 item caves. I think this is the cave you find the kid. And it has the Water of Life. So that when he ends up back on the west coast, that will be another item. They are the weirdest Zora I have ever seen then, Trails, but you know this game better than I do, so I will absolutely take your word for it. EatMySteel is looking for one more item here in Maze Island. And we have Palace 5 here on Maze Island. EatMySteel did take time to do an up and A to restore his lives before continuing, which is good because there are some more blue Lizalfos here. And boy do they hurt. Oh boy do they hurt. Oh boy do they hurt. ghostDunk is still looking around, exploring the western continent, hoping to find some sort of progression in here. He has, looks like 2 more items he can find without the... 1 more item he can find without the hammer, which we know is in Palace 4. EatMySteel is getting blocked by encounters at every road. And I mean every road. I believe he has to take an encounter to try and find the other item. And here's our other item, and it's another magic container, putting us at 7, which I believe means we are guaranteed to be able to... the item from the woman in New Kazuto. Because I believe the requirement is anywhere between 5 and 7 in the randomizer. ghostDunk has found 2. I'm not certain, JJ, but he did take out the River Devil, but there could have been another path around, possibly through a cave. But until proven otherwise, we'll just call him required. Looks like EatMySteel is going to be leaving from Maze Island for now. And there's another palace and another town just south of Maze Island. ghostDunk is exploring the Palace 2, as EatMySteel finds the Runia right next to Palace 1. You see, Joe King, sometimes Freecode does commentary for Z2R. Ooh, 50 experience a drop dripper enemy. When you happen to have that right next to when you're close, but it helps. EatMySteel, I don't think was EatMySteel the one who got the hint for Horsehead's heart? Ooh, Blue Stalfos are an experience drain enemy. I see. Thank you for the lore behind this meeting. And no worries, Frico. I would welcome your company, but I think I'm handling myself well here. ghostDunk is going... I believe ghostDunk is in 2, while EatMySteel is in 1. EatMySteel passing up the key because, hey, you have a magic key. You don't need it. As EatMySteel finds the item room. Thing with item rooms, 1, 2, and I want to say 5 are all found on the left, while 3, 4, and 6 are on the right. You enter to the right. So, in this dungeon, if you want the item, you have to look to the left before exploring to the right to find the boss. Thank you, everybody. I wasn't trying to farm for thanks. I just want to comfort Frico for not joining me. And everyone's favorite enemy, the Blue Iron Knuckle, throws swords faster than anything I've seen throw swords. I think EatMySteel's coming close on Horsehead here. I knew 1 and 2 were enter to the left, and I knew that 4 and 6 were enter to the right. I just never remember if 3 or 5 is flipped. And EatMySteel has found Horsehead, the first boss of the game. Still does pretty good damage, even with life 4. But attack 4 does do a number on him here. And only 30 experience for killing Horsehead. That is a little sad to me. But EatMySteel gets his actually his second gem. I forgot. He did not reach Karok. EatMySteel is in Darunia, and I don't believe he picked up the hint on where the child is yet. Maybe if you're a speedrunner, Trails. That's not me. The child is hidden in a cave in the east. So I believe that means he can be... There are 6 possible spots he can be found, I believe. Of which we've already found most of them, I believe. So I believe the only one left is New Kazuto. Meanwhile, ghostDunk is going on the endless hunt for Helmet Head here. I don't believe he found where the trophy is, as EatMySteel finds old Kazuto, who gives you Fairy. ghostDunk finds another dead end in Palace 2. And EatMySteel finds, I believe, an unhidden Kazuto. So our first item here, in the back of this house, is a heart container, putting EatMySteel at our maximum 8 hearts. This could be go mode if this is a thunder spell, or if the child leads to thunder in Darunia. ghostDunk, I believe, is almost to the... Oh, takes a lava bath. And the magic spell is Shield. ghostDunk, I believe one of the next rooms is Helmet Head, if I remember our trip through Palace 2 earlier. And have a good night, Star. EatMySteel does activate the spell tower, and as a reminder, I believe the spell was in Rudo, so you needed the trophy from Palace 2. As ghostDunk finds Helmet Head. EatMySteel has picked up the lost child. Stops for a magic refill. As ghostDunk picks up his 6th level in life. EatMySteel returns to Darunia to turn in the lost child. Will he pick up Upstab? Because I know he was watching the end of the race between the previous race between Digshake and Nier, where Upstab was required to proceed through Grand Palace. EatMySteel does pick up Upstab. Does this child lead to... He could have also already been in Go Mode Trails. He has not returned to Mido to turn in the medicine. So, yeah, this could be Go Mode Episode 2 Electric Boogaloo. As ghostDunk finds Palace 3 or 6, we don't know which quite yet, here in the Valley of Death. And the child gives you these jump spells, so you do not need to use the... Actually, he has picked up Turned into Medicine. I believe we have to find Naboru. I believe we have had to go with 100%, which I have seen call. Have I seen that called before? Full Digshake. These enemy encounters going through Valley of Death are hard for that platforming section. I'm guessing the stabbing is used to manipulate the RNG to rig a enemy encounter. As EatMySteel is picking up his Thunder Spell here in Boru, and with that, EatMySteel. Oh, he did not have turn in Water Life, but EatMySteel is officially in go mode. With a time of 1 hour, we have a runner in go mode. So it looks like EatMySteel is just going to cross Saria using Fairy. Although, wasn't there a palace on the bottom half of the map? Or is it over here to the southwest of where Steel is at? Although it makes sense to want to go here to Mido because you do want to pick up that down stab, and I guess you could pick up the fire spell. I'm not sure I would, because we already know that we have everything we need. Down stab is just too useful. And ghostDunk finds a connector cave that takes him to a landlocked cave full of swamp. And EatMySteel is picking up his fire spell. Will he cast it? See what the connection is? Because I kind of want to know at this point. There's at least 2 landlocked caves. The connection exits. ghostDunk is taking the Riverdale, and I cannot tell, is that the far edge? That might be the... We may have had... Nope, it was not a required River Devil. There was just enough River Tile, I believe. And we have Palace 3 or Palace 6. I will do my best to figure that out shortly. My gut says Palace 3. My gut continues to say Palace 3. No, I think we're... Trails will correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm thinking Palace 6. Oh, and EatMySteel takes a lava bath. These rooms are difficult to do. Some very precise jumps that can be messed up by the enemy types you run into. Nope, I think this is Palace 3. This is a Palace 3 room, I believe. As ghostDunk is trying to get through the blue Lizalfos, but takes another game over. This is unfortunate for him. But EatMySteel is getting battered by these enemies today. Uses a shield spell to get past them. And EatMySteel gets put into a dead end with the outdoor section of Palace 3. Well, it's not going to last, I don't think. Shout out to the fact that for the first 4 dungeons, I'm pretty sure EatMySteel is going to be doing them in numerical order. Except for the fact that he did 2 first. Never mind. I am wrong. This is a nasty little hallway to have to try and get through. And we get an item of our last magic container. ghostDunk is in... Nope, he is in Ruto. I think. Oh, he picked up the trophy from 2. I missed that. EatMySteel, unfortunately, I don't know if I was paying attention to ghostDunk's screen. I don't know if that was an intentional up A or an unfortunate game over, but either way, we're back at the beginning of the dungeon. As ghostDunk goes into Palace 4. EatMySteel does find our boss chamber, and here's a Rebanak. EatMySteel do try and get that horse down, but that horse is taking a beating. As ghostDunk is trying to get through this nasty room here in Palace 4. And now, Rebanak's reduced to a much easier blue iron knuckle. Once you get him off a horse, it's a much easier fight. And Rebanak has been defeated. Giving EatMySteel his 3rd gem, which I believe will be used to get a life level. EatMySteel walking through one of the largest swamps I've seen lately. I think there might be more swamps there than the middle of Florida. As ghostDunk picks up his hammer from 4. Now, will ghostDunk go left? Because as Trail said, the progression is to the left here. And ghostDunk is going to the left here. But there's another one of these guys. There's no end to them. As EatMySteel enters Palace 4. So both runners are in the same palace. I don't even know what spell he... Oh, that must be a shield spell, because I believe his sprite is usually a reddish color, yes. Both runners high-fiving on their way past, of course. We are sportsmen, after all. Actually, both runners are in the same elevator. Oh, no, they're not. I was mistaken. They did high-five on the way past. They're sportsmen. I'm lost in this Palace 4. For some reason, ghostDunk turned back from going left. I believe Steel already knew he had found the hammer. I think he's just trying to find where Karok is. But I do believe Trails is right. We have seen everything but what's in the left. Is there a dead end in there? Is there a path that we missed on the middle level of this drop? Steel upset that he missed the jump, but we'll be going back to the right here, which is a dead end. As ghostDunk has arrived at Karok. I believe EatMySteel mostly wanted to try and avoid this guy. In one of the rudest little corridors to find our friends there. As ghostDunk has finished off Karok and has placed his second gem. But he will be going and finding a few enemies to kill to get... try and get that extra 100 experience. Although, honestly, I probably would have gone back in, because I think there's a red iron knuckle at the front of that dungeon. But with that close to an attack level, I don't blame ghostDunk for wanting to farm a little bit of experience. As EatMySteel, I cannot tell, is this a new entrance or did he up an A? Alright, and EatMySteel has found Karok's lair. EatMySteel going with the sit in the corner and wait tactic. It works. And it will give him his 4th gem. And given where ghostDunk is he heading toward Palace 3? No, he was just farming out the enemies. EatMySteel not opting to go for the attack level here. As EatMySteel crosses the seas. EatMySteel is doing fairy feet, or attempting to do fairy feet. He did not make that fairy feat. Fairy feet, to my knowledge, is a input opposite of where you're going on the same frame that you make the transition. However, missing the first fairy feat does mean he does not have the magic, so he did have to get an encounter. I like that use of jump to get through the platforming bits there. And then, and now he will be going into what we now know as Palace 6, within the Valley of Death. And all EatMySteel needs to find is Barba. As ghostDunk is down by Palace 1. This is true, magic levels are very useful. Whee! We're dropping down. How many levels is EatMySteel going to drop? Oh, we found the bottom of the drop. As ghostDunk is in Palace 1. On opposite ends of the game. ghostDunk on 1, EatMySteel in 6. And we found a drop. Could this be our path we need to take? I love this elevator. I love the 2 bubbles blocked by walls on either side with lava. It's got a very nice aesthetic to it. That's a lot of fire mows. As ghostDunk takes down Horsehead. As EatMySteel finds the little tiny I love this room too. Little tiny corridor that you're dropping past that you have to cast fairy to get to it, with another required fairy cast after it. As ghostDunk finds the Rumia. EatMySteel has found a large hallway leading to the right. There is a glove block here, but we have a glove. We have another large hallway with another wall of blocks. But it looks like it's a dead end. Oh, is that the Canadian hole? Didn't even know some of these rooms existed in... Oh, come on. Did that just loop back to the Canadian hole? That did, in fact, just loop to the Canadian hole. That's beautiful. Decides to fall through the loop a couple of times before up and A-ing. ghostDunk has found the forts. Ooh, that little pause buffer to block that sword worked pretty well. As ghostDunk gets his fairy spell. As EatMySteel, I believe, now has found the correct path. Or a correct path. I'm guessing that must have been the item Rebanak room. No? Looks like. So it looks like we're going further left on this level. A convenient red jar there to get a heal spell off. Ooh. And ghostDunk lost in the woods. Pick up a pea bag from an item spot. And here's a ribbon hack. ghostDunk finds the inhabitants of Naboru. Is this Naboru? But a lot of the ever-famous I Know Nothing. Really, Reba takes too many pogo jumps today. As EatMySteel brings down the Reba Mac that guards Baba. As ghostDunk gets his thunder and is in his own go mode. It now comes down to how well ghostDunk plays this. Night routes his dungeons versus how well Steel routes his. And we have our favorite dragon, Barba. A little bit beefy with that 4 attack on EatMySteel's side. I think Steel is enough for one more cast of life. As ghostDunk is working his way to Maze Island. One or two more hits should do trick, and down goes Barba for EatMySteel. Another low experience boss fight today. But that gives EatMySteel his 5th gem. All he has to do is go to Maze Island and fight Gooba. Gooba, Gooba. EatMySteel picks up his attack level off of that gem turn-in. And EatMySteel is also showing us his fairy feet again. As ghostDunk will be traveling to Palace 5 very shortly. Both runners evenly placed on levels 5, 6, and 6. EatMySteel is bringing down the River Devil. I'm still not sure if it's a required River Devil, but for the sake of chat, I will say it is. Because we know that the connector caves are dead ends. Ghost has not finished P6. EatMySteel finished Palace 6. Both runners exploring Palace 5. Both runners hunting for Kuma. And similar to a previous race, I'm uncertain. There are some rooms where upstab or downstab are required. Most notably, there's a room in Grand Palace with a vertical block pile. So if that's in the way, the answer would be yes. EatMySteel is just following some footprints after ghostDunk in here. Some ghostly footprints. It is possible, but not something you do without practice. Ooh, ghostDunk has found a dead end. And EatMySteel has found the exact same dead end shortly afterward. This is fun. Both runners are tailing each other. I wonder if ghostDunk realizes he's being followed. Maybe he looks behind him and finds Simon Belmont chasing after him. If I were Link, I would run too. So again, both runners will be looking for a room to the right. That room will hold Gooma, a big angry ogre thing with a flail. Ooh, very close there, ghostDunk. As ghostDunk takes a death to the fire spitter flower things in the hallway. Actually, he took the death to a bot. As EatMySteel is going to the upper level this time. He sees footprints and is like, no, I don't want to today. Also, that's a dead end. That might have more to do with it, actually. As EatMySteel finds the walk-through wall in Palace 5. I don't believe he does, as EatMySteel is the first to find Gooma at the top of this elevator. This is not an easy fight, because I believe his head is immune to damage. And I think if you try to downstab, those spikes on his horns do hurt. Welcome back! As EatMySteel has finished Gooma, putting him at 6 gem completion. He will be the first to enter GP. And he will be entering with 5, 6, 7 for his levels. Ooh, be careful, ghostDunk. And ghostDunk brings down Guma, being he never has come back over here. And let's be honest, that's a relief. Not having to come to ghostDunk. I think ghostDunk is going back in for some levels. Try and get a double level out of this dungeon. Oh wait, nope, he is going for the gem. This is true, Clem. GP has been trolling the last few seeds. I mean, you saw what... I believe you were there when you saw what happened to poor Digshake. Oh no, ghostDunk is looking for... ghostDunk, what are you looking for? EatMySteel enters great. I will forever call it Grand Palace. So, does get an unfortunately angry Bird Knight out of the blocks. And there's Thunderbird. It's always interesting to see the spell priorities. I mean, I like the call for Reflect on Thunderbird. Early Thunderbird is concerning, because now there's a lot of Grand Palace to look for Dark Link. Ooh. EatMySteel takes an unfortunate death to Thunderbird there. Oh, but this time he does have enough magic for all 4 spells you want for this fight. Or at least all 4 spells a beginner wants for this fight. Because Reflect will block those fireballs. Like I said, as a beginner, it's a useful spell sometimes for this. Ooh, EatMySteel's getting close. But those fireballs are coming out quick, and EatMySteel brings down Thunderbird. Shadow, I am uncertain of that question. But we'll find out. EatMySteel's chosen to up an A, so I believe he would not do that if he'd have to refight Thunderbird. Everyone say hello to Party Bubble. Alright, wonderful. I'm a fan of this first room into the Palace Thunderbird, because now we get to go on a Dark Link hunt. And he gets the fairy off. This room is mean. I don't like it. So you'll see EatMySteel explore to the right before exploring any to the left, because Dark Link's room, like other boss rooms, is always to the right. Ooh, and we found the bottom of a drop. Now, this could lead us to another drop. Leading us into... I don't know what this room is, but I like it. It's suspiciously empty, which as a runner would make me extremely wary. But it leads to a dead end. You guys didn't tell me Paradox Cave exists in this game. These fire flowers hurt. I would not eat them if I were Mario. I believe we found the Enchantress of Numbers drop. Named as such for Enchantress of Numbers, who won a race against Digshake by gambling on that drop and winning. We do have to take EON's drop. Steel does not get reward with a magic refill from that block. And almost has a big bot drop on his head. ghostDunk is going back through the River Devil. Yes, but the Fire Flower lets me make a Mario joke. Does anyone else love these giant empty rooms that you then find only hold a blue bird knight? Shift. Was that a pun in my commentator's race that I didn't come up with? Because if so, bravo. And EatMySteel has found Dark Link. Let the battle between Simon and Dark Simon begin. This really was a pretty easy Grand Palace. And get your GGs in chat for EatMySteel, finishing in first place with a time of 1:44.11. Congratulations to EatMySteel. And we'll be getting him in here for an interview shortly. Meanwhile, ghostDunk is in a building. Ah, the downstab pickup. As ghostDunk picks up fire, but we cannot tell what is connected to fire. as ghostDunk is looking for... I believe he's working his way to Palace 3. Shadow, is there a way you can get a schedule of upcoming events for chat? I know there's no more races scheduled tonight. ghostDunk enters Palace 3. I believe these rooms were required to get to the Rebanak, and thank you to Shadow Magi, our restreamer today, for getting a schedule link set up. And while ghostDunk is going through 3, I will also take a moment to thank Tomaltak13, my tracker today. Has kept me with up-to-date information on what our runners have, which is a very useful thing. And hello!
Finally got it.
Welcome, EatMySteel, GG.
Oh, Zeke.
Yes, I signed up because it was you on the race, and we needed commentary.
Awesome, thanks, man.
So, welcome, EatMySteel. What are your thoughts on that seed?
That was actually a pretty decent one for me. I mean, my combat is still developing, obviously, but I mean, if I'm to finish in the 140s, that's 140 even is actually my best for any of these seeds and these flags. So, I mean, I found almost everything too on the overworld, so I cleaned it up pretty good. I thought it went all right.
I would agree from having watched it. So, chat does say this was a very nice GP.
Oh yeah, that was real good. Just go right and you're there.
I was a fan of the first room. The first room Thunderbird. Audrey, is there anything you would have changed in your performance or routing?
Trying to do 4 early was just really bad news. I didn't have down thrust and just trying to work through that with like life, and that was it. I kind of spent a lot of time in there. Going back to 5, it was kind of a question mark. I kind of wanted to have down thrust going in there too. So the 4 early was the main thing. Dinking around in Death Mountain turned out to be nothing too.
I actually did not have any comments specifically for it today. If chat has any questions, they can post them to me as well to ask. What were your thoughts when every magic item turned out to be a mislead, because all you had to find was Naboru?
Everything I had to find was what? I'm sorry.
The last thing you'd find was Naboru. So every magic spell item was kind of misleading for you.
Oh yeah, those, just try to go everywhere, get everything. I knew that early trophy was in 2, so I made sure to dig that out. I mean, didn't really have any trouble finding the items. It was just finding the boss, like in 6. The dumb loops in 6, man, that was just...
Those loops in 6 were awful. So...
Stop them driving a loopy.
GP made up for it by not being anywhere near as bad as it usually is.
Yeah, that was like cakewalk. Go in, and T-Bird's right there, and just go find Dark Link. That was... Yeah, that made up for it, for sure.
So, one thing I have a question I was going to ask either of you, was that a required River Devil?
I think it was, unless one of those transports went down to the south. I never tried any of the transports in the east, so I have no idea, really. I don't know if there were I don't remember. I think there might have been one transport, because I know both the items you found right away if you went north in the east over there. Maybe one of them was a transport, but I don't remember it, so I have no idea if that was hard required or not.
Yes, and I do think that those transports were dead ends.
Oh, nice.
You saw one of the caves was blocked in when you went north.
Yeah, I think I saw 2 of those. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Yeah, right.
On the top of 4, by the way, the blue rock dudes to throw boomerang things at you were placed horribly.
Oh, those were awful. And I didn't have enough magic to cast Reflect when I was in there early either, so I couldn't even block the dang things. And then when I went back into 4 and re-dipped, I completely forgotten everything I'd done way earlier, so I was like kind of wandering around. I was like, oh, nope, okay. Gotta go like a weird path, gotta go like left right away.
You know, Shadow Magic asks about the Hammer Cave Gorilla. I'm not sure what he means by that.
I think I killed a gorilla in the Hammer Cave. I don't know beyond that.
But because I think he also means the Daira in there, and that was actually ghostDunk having trouble with the Daira. On top of our race, ghostDunk just finished fighting the Rebenak in 3. For those still watching.
What else does he have left?
6 and GP.
Okay, he's not too far back then.
Both Maze Island and Valley of Death had very rude encounter layouts.
Yeah, Maze Island, you really had to dig through to find everything on that one. I think it was just a magic container for the last item in there, and then the other, I think the Water of Life, right?
I do believe it was Water of Life, yes.
Which, that was like fire. It was nothing you needed.
I still want to know what the fire spell was linked to.
I think it was linked to shield. So if you cast shield, you get the fire. I think vice versa then, right? Isn't that how it works?
I believe so.
Yeah, I picked
Normally
it up.
I see fairy links.
I knew I wasn't going to need fire, but I was like, well, maybe fire's thunder or something. You never know. So give it, it might have been a cheaper heal or something like that. So I was there. I picked it up because I was getting downstab anyway. So I was like, I'll grab it, see what it does.
I've actually seen races decided by having fire be a cheaper thunder or cheaper life.
Cast thunder at like 8. That's wonderful. It's amazing. I actually just had my first seed I practiced the other day have thunder as fire, and it was glorious. What? I can cast a heal spell at Thunderbird? What's going on?
One leveling question I had for you. I think it was after 3 you chose to take the magic level rather than go for go farm 100 experience for an attack level.
Yeah, I just didn't want to spend the time. I wasn't that worried about attack. It's just get it as I go. I was just kind of more concentrated on going fast. Yeah, after dinking around in 4 so much, I just felt behind. So I was like, I'm not even dinking with it. I'm just going.
And the last thing I'd like to compliment you on for the seat was your actually very good fairy feat usage. To get through Valley of Death. Those were very cleanly done fairy feats.
Yeah, like Trails actually says, it's not that different than doing like the scrolls and stuff in Z1R, which I'm more proficient at than this game. I just picked up this game a couple months ago, so.
You picked it up for fun, kind of like me.
Yeah, I mean it's not a different concept than tapping, down. You just tap the other way and just get off screen. It's pretty easy. I don't know.
What made me think of it is ghostDunk doing a fairy feat to get through Valley of Death. So, all right. I'm going to ask if there's any final thoughts you have here. Don't want to hold you too late, because I know it's late for you.
It's not late for me. This is normal for me. This is my normal time. No, just, thanks to you. Thanks for everybody helping put this together. GG to ghostDunk in the near future here, hopefully. And thanks to everybody pitching in.
First, he's got to navigate 6.
Oh, yeah, that's bad news.
6 scares me. Thank you, Steel. I hope you had a good game. And
all right, thanks, man.
Evening.
Yep, have a good one. We'll see you.
Do you have any final thoughts here, Zeke, before I send everybody off to Ghost here?
I thought it was a very good race, and I'm glad to have gotten the experience to do this again. I might go less on the double commentary nights, but it was still a lot of fun. Thank you, Shadow, and thank you, Tomaltech, for helping with this race. And good luck.
Thank you for being here, Zeke, and thanks everybody for watching. And we'll send you off to Ghost